So last time I asked you to uh, think about this question that asserts that if a sequence is both bounded and monotone, then it must converge. And hopefully in your groups recently, you talked about this question and you came up with an explanation for why it's true. I just wanted to give another explanation just so that you can compare. So just to recap, a sequence is an infinite list of numbers. It converges if all of these numbers approach some fixed value. Separately, we can say that a sequence is monotone if it's only increasing or only decreasing, and is bounded if it has an upper and a lower limit. So if I had some sequence over here, if I were to graph it, I could put values like this. If the sequence is bounded, then there is some number up here. There is some ceiling to what these values can be, and there's also some floors to what these values can be. In other words, all of the values in the sequence are somewhere in this fixed range. Okay, so if a sequence is bounded and monotone, we want to explain why that means that it also must converge. Well, if it's just bounded, if we ignore this monotone piece, we could have a sequence that sort of oscillates back and forth, something like cosine. Those values don't necessarily converge. They're going to end up continuing to oscillate as we go on and on. There's no single value that they approach. However, if we're not allowed to go back and forth, if we're only moving in one direction, let's say this piece is here, the first term's there, second term's here, next term might not increase much at all, maybe then we increase more. At some points, this has to level off. There has to be some sort of accumulation point where these things build up, mainly because they're running out of real estate. They might not necessarily get to this upper bound. Maybe this is the value that they end up converging to. So they might stop sooner, but because they can't get past this upper limit, they have to stop somewhere. And because they're monotone, that means they can't turn back. Therefore, they must converge to some single value.